Good morning. I'm California Attorney General Rob Bonta. Thank you for joining today. And today we are announcing that a series of sexual assault cold cases spanning more than a decade and multiple jurisdictions have been solved. These cases were connected through something simple but powerful: testing sexual assault evidence kits. And because of that work, there has now been an arrest. I'd like to thank the Berkeley Police Department and the County of Alameda for their critical work on this case. They can share more about the specifics and will. We're also here today to remind all law enforcement agencies, crime labs, and medical facilities that they're required under state law to audit untested sexual assault evidence kits by July 1st. So that deadline is coming up, and that audit is very important. My office created an information bulletin that can be referred to for guidance, and it's available on our website. We also have an email address specifically for answering questions from agencies who have questions about their sexual assault evidence kits. That email is SAEK for sexual assault evidence kits, SAEK audit at doj.ca.gov, SAEK audit at doj.ca.gov. This is about justice, long overdue, for survivors, and it's also about accountability. Too often, survivors have done everything asked of them, reported the crime, undergone invasive exams, trusted the system, only to have that evidence sit untested. Their assailant uncharged, free to continue hurting others. That's unacceptable, and it's exactly what we're here to change. This case is proof of why the July 1st deadline to audit untested sexual assault evidence kits is important, of what's possible when we follow through and follow the law. Through DNA testing, including advanced forensic tools like familial DNA searches, investigators were able to connect 7 cases across 4 jurisdictions that spanned from 1994 to 2008. The result of this testing led to the arrest of a suspect who was charged with a series of kidnappings and sexual assaults. Cases that may have otherwise remained unsolved, and survivors who may have never seen justice. Let's be clear, this didn't happen by chance. It happened because law enforcement agencies worked together, because we invested in forensic science, and because sexual assault evidence kits were finally tested. Imagine what we can do if we test all of the untested sexual assault evidence kits, and we must. California DOJ does not have a backlog of untested kits. I want to be clear about that. But we also know that we don't yet have the full picture statewide, and we need that picture, especially for kits collected before modern tracking systems were in place. A 2020 audit identified nearly 14,000 untested kits at the local level across the state. And that number was likely an undercount. Each one represents a person, a case, a victim, an opportunity for justice. When those kits sit on shelves, justice is delayed and sometimes denied. And more abusers have the opportunity to roam free. Today, we have stronger systems in place to prevent a backlog like that from happening again. By law, sexual assault evidence kits must now be tested within 120 days, and their status is tracked through a statewide system maintained by my office, known as SAFE-T, S-A-F-E-T. That means for cases coming in since the creation of SAFE-T, we have transparency, we have accountability, we have clear guidelines. Things survivors have always deserved. We know that some agencies face capacity challenges, and that's why DOJ has provided funding and technical support to help get this work done. We're committed to being a partner in that effort, and we'll continue to do everything in our power to help agencies meet this mandate. To survivors, I want you to hear this clearly. You matter. We see you. We value you. We support you. And we're committed to doing the work necessary to pursue and secure justice, to get answers, no matter how much time has passed. Today's announcement is a reminder of what's possible, but it's also a call to action, a reminder that we need to do more. This audit requires full participation from law enforcement agencies, from crime labs, and from medical facilities across the state of California. Everyone has a role to play, and everyone must step up. With the SB 464 July 1st deadline approaching, every agency must do its part. Because testing these kits isn't just a box to check. It's how we hold perpetrators accountable. It's how we prevent future crime. And it's how we begin to restore trust in the system. And for anyone who may be a survivor of sexual assault, if you need help, there are resources available for you, including the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 800-656-4673, 800-656-4673. You're not alone. Support is available. At DOJ, we're going to keep pushing forward, working with our partners, supporting survivors, and making sure that the promise of justice is real. Thank you. I'll circle back at the end to answer any questions that you might have. But for now, I want to pass it over to Berkeley Police Department Chief Jen Lewis.
Thank you. Good morning. You're going to hear me repeat some of the comments that the Attorney General made, in great part because it is the partnership, it's the dedication of our investigators, the partnership with the District Attorney's Office, and the ability to have grant funding that really makes us successful in this work, and in this particular case was key to our success. So today I do want to highlight the case that the Attorney General mentioned. That case demonstrated both the persistence of our investigators and the power of modern forensic science. On January 13th, the Berkeley Police Department arrested a suspect in Richmond, Texas, connected to a series of kidnappings and sexual assaults spanning more than a decade. Investigators believe he is responsible for crimes committed between 1994 and 2008 across 4 jurisdictions involving 7 victims, many of whom were assaulted and threatened with a firearm. This case is especially significant because of how it was solved. The breakthrough came from previously untested evidence. In 2015, a grant from the Alameda County District Attorney's Office allowed rape kits to be processed, producing a DNA match that linked multiple cases together. That work continued in 2020 and 2021 when funding from the California DOJ supported the review of more than 500 cold cases, uncovering additional connections across Berkeley, Richmond, Oakland, and Beaumont, Texas. In 2022, advanced forensic methods, including familial DNA searching, helped us narrow the suspect pool. The FBI later confirmed the suspect's DNA, leading to an arrest warrant and ultimately his arrest in Texas this past January. This case underscores the critical importance of investing in rape kit testing. Even decades-old evidence can lead to justice, and grant funding makes that possible. Thank you.
So good morning, Ursula Jones-Dixon, Alameda County District Attorney. I just want to actually amplify the message today that collaboration between law enforcement and prosecutors, labs and police departments is so important to victims of sexual assault. We are lifting up this month Sexual Assault Awareness Month, as well as Victims' Rights Week just this week. And Denim Day is next week, where we support women who have been victims of sexual assault by wearing denim so that we don't blame them for what they wear, and for the victimization that they've experienced. So in the wake of that, we know that we have the tools to do this work so that we can make sure at some point in our future, my grandchildren's future, women don't have to be victims of sexual assault. And if they are, we can resolve those cases. All it takes is the collaboration between organizations. And honestly, the support of, at the time, the grant that was gained by our office or through the DOJ for us to get this work done. Individuals who have been sexually assaulted are counting on us. Individuals who could be are counting on us. Because if we can tie these cases together, we can create the type of case that can put somebody away who is a serial rapist for a very long time. So I am begging and pleading of law enforcement to please meet this deadline. Please. If you get us the information, we'll take care of the rest. Just meet the deadline for us. SB 464 is, it is the golden rule. And we know that with more information, we can provide justice to victims, whatever that looks like for victims, whatever they want. But we can provide more justice for them. So I just appreciate the collaboration with the police department, with the DOJ, and all of the parties that have helped us to get to this point so far. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to highlight to the point about the partnership and the collaboration here before you. We have the state, the county, the city working together. That's what I think the people of our state want. They want collaboration. They want teamwork. They want our different government agencies and entities getting out of their silos and reaching out hands of partnership that are received to deliver results for them. Absolutely, our victims need that, want that, deserve that. And today is an example of what that partnership can mean with a specific case to highlight the impact and the healing it can achieve, the justice it can achieve. But we need to magnify that and make that happen at a greater scale. This audit is important. Technology has advanced, and it enables us to do more important, more impactful investigative and police work, bring more folks to justice, help more victims get answers, and help them heal. And this audit coming up on July 1st is very important to that effort. So I'm just grateful to be here, really proud of the partnership, proud of this case. And I believe that the perpetrator has recently been extradited from Texas to Alameda County and is now here in Alameda County to face justice, as he should. And the Alameda County DA's office will, of course, do the outstanding job they always do in prosecuting that case and holding him accountable for his offenses and for the victimization that he visited on the victims of his cases, or the cases here in Alameda County. So with that, I'll open up the questions. There's a variety of us who can answer the different questions that you might have, but we're grateful to be here today, and thank you for your presence.